So I don't care if it's raining. Rain is good. It's a lot better than 100 degrees. We're going ahead and we're digging down deep in our raised beds. We're laying down plastic. We're going to leave a 4 or 5 inch all the way around. So it's going to work like a little water reservoir. Then we're going to fill it with our compost. Then we're going to pile all of our dirt on top of it. And then we're going to plant sweet potatoes and squash. And this year, we're not going to water every day because we're going to have water reservoirs. You don't want to make it too deep. You don't want rotten water. You want the plants to be able to absorb the water. So it's a healthy balance. Maybe we do 4 inches, not 5 inches. But that's the point. Water reservoir. Look at that. Even smells like dirt. It's not there yet. It's not dirt, but it's on its way. This dirt is alive. You don't want to eat the dirt because it's growing. You can see all along here. You see this plastic? All right, and from the outside, it's the top right here of this, the third one down. 1, 2, 3. That's the top of the reservoir. It's about 4 inches deep. Now, we're piling the dirt on top, and then all the buckets of compost will go right back up on top. And this is going to have some extremely good results. I'm fully persuaded. Last year we did it with all our pepper plants. I didn't say anything to anybody, so I want to make sure it works. But we had reservoirs under all of our peppers last year, and our peppers thrived last year. This year, we're trying every bed we can. Water reservoirs. All right, that's it. We're not going to put any more of these leaves. These leaves have been rotting away for 2 years. Now I got Anthony dumping the compost back in. The finished dirt, the dirt you want to grow in, that's going to be the top 12 inches. Well, maybe 10 inches. We'll just add to it as the stuff sinks down. This is going to be way, way better than watching your plants wilt all the time and then have to run in there with a hose. 1 pot, 1 plant, 1 patio. You're never too sick, it's never too rainy, you're never too out of shape. All right, we're working on the second one, and we pulled up a newer pile of compost, and I was looking at it, I was like, what is all those sticks? And I realized it was last year's sweet potato vines were in the bottom of the pile. So Anthony's cutting the plastic right now via videotape. Then we're gonna go ahead and put a bunch more leaves on top and some more dirt, you know, the good dirt, the black stuff that we took out. And then 2 will be done. We'll start the 3rd one. My parents are in town. I don't know how long I'm gonna stay outside. I just wanted to be able to get the sweet potatoes in here because the sweet potato slips are ready. The roots are growing. They need to get out here before they start just whittling it out on me. But for all intent and purposes, if we get 1 more done, I could do purple sweet potatoes in this one, Beauregard here, the Japanese yams over there, and then maybe next week we'll do the other ones. But at least I'll be able to get something in the ground this week. You know, I'm kind of amazed because there's a lot of little things creeping around our dirt. I mean, there's all kinds of little organisms, little bugs, stuff I don't even know what it is. But when we dig up our sweet potatoes, they don't have any spot or any blemishes. I mean, they're healthy. The bugs do not eat them. I guess they have enough of what they want in the compost. So they leave our food alone, which that's a blessing. Can't say the same about those beetles on our grapevines. We're going to be on a beetle mission this year. Yeah, they're trying to eat the grapes all the time. Look at these guys. When I was a kid, we called them roly-polies or basketball bugs. All right, so listen, I just want to show you, this is how we build our dirt every year. We take our good dirt, then we take the leaves out of the compost pile that are halfway broken down, and we mix it in, and we build it up. And this way, all the enzymes and all the different creatures that break it down, they could work on it. And then every year, the dirt is getting refreshed. All new minerals, all new nitrogen, all kinds of good stuff. Ant, go ahead, buddy. Let's show them what we do. All right, so this came out of the compost pile. It's got some broken down stuff in it. It's got some leaves in it. This stuff is really on its way. That's broken down big time. And now, we're gonna mix it in with those buckets, and we're gonna top it off nice and high, and then next year it'll be nice and high. Next year it'll come down. And we'll do the same thing over. We'll just keep mixing new stuff into our flower bed. Building our dirt every year, year after year, we keep building our dirt, building our compost. We're seeing so many worms, I had a thought. I know something is wrong if I don't see worms in our garden. But I'll tell you, this bed right here that we're getting ready to put the plastic in, we're taking the good dirt out. And I see so many worms, I decided, let me just save about a 5-gallon bucket. We went through it and took the worms out of 5 gallons. Check this out. And then there's these other little bugs. I don't know what they are. Those little 1,000-legger looking bugs. But this right here, that's about 5-gallon bucket worth of worms. You know, we went through the bucket and we took the worms out. I just thought I'd share that. That's a lot of earthworms. Last year we learned about black-seeded Simpson. It's a lettuce, and Hollis and Nancy had planted it. Hollis talked about it. We bought it and we grew it, and we had some little baby lettuce plants. A couple of them sat out there and they must have dropped seeds, and then the winter time went and came spring. I sound like an idiot, don't I? Well, here's the deal. I walked over to some flower beds today, and I saw bushes of black-seeded Simpson lettuce growing. So I grabbed a whole bunch, put it in a basket. I brought it in here. Our dirt is alive, so I don't trust to just eat it. I'm washing it one leaf at a time. But look at this. And I'm not done. I still got to clean the rest of it. And I'm stuffing my face as I wash it. Black-seeded Simpson. Shout out to Hollis and Nancy. This lettuce is delicious. And from now on, I think I'm going to let them go every year just like that. Leave a couple, let them seed themselves, and let them come back all on their own. That's just one head. I guess you call it a head. Almost looks like romaine. And we got about 70 or 80 of them growing out there. Is that crazy? It's just a blessing. It's a blessing. Hey, good afternoon. It's the 22nd. It's a good day. The rain is gone. The sun is shining. My lip feels better. I split my lip. Yesterday was not good because I couldn't touch my face. There was sand all over my gloves. I had a chapped lip. I had a piece of skin and I peeled it and ripped a big piece of skin off my lip. And it's like 4 days of pain. But guess what? I walked out here this morning. We did a beautiful job on these beds. The squash is going in right here. And then behind me, we have 3 beds. One is Beauregard sweet potatoes going in today. One is going to be the purple sweet potatoes. The other one's going to be the Japanese yams. All 3 are getting started today. And then over the next week or 2, As more slips develop roots, I'll come out here and just keep filling them up. I'll let them run 130 days and we'll harvest them. I'm gonna make this video from start to finish and you're gonna be able to see the whole process. Right now, I'm just putting out videos with some stuff in it. The educational ones I have to save up until we harvest. That's gonna be rough not posting it all. Matter of fact, I'm gonna clip this one and start another one for today. Just know we didn't plant that. That black-seeded Simpson lettuce, it took off on its own. It seeded itself. It's growing in all our asparagus beds over here. Now we're allowing the asparagus ferns to take off. I don't want to hurt the root. I don't want to hurt the crown. I want to make sure it has plenty of energy for next year's crop. So if you look, like yesterday, I was eyeballing this one. Look how high it got overnight. See this? That's what an asparagus looks like when you cut it to eat. But if you let it grow and do what it wants to do, it turns into these big, beautiful ferns. Those ferns do photosynthesis all summer, and they send everything down to the roots, so next year you have a stronger asparagus plant. So I'm gonna let these ferns go, and over the next few weeks, if new shoots come up, I'll snip them. This way I know that I'm not gonna hurt the plant from propagating for next year, but I can still enjoy some asparagus. We have been munching on asparagus for well over a month. We didn't freeze any, we didn't cook any, we're just eating them. Straight up eating them. And you can see in the background, you see our onions and our garlic. According to Greg and Carla, we'll be harvesting that garlic in June. It'll be our first time of being successful growing garlic. And onions, there's over 700 onions growing, and they're doing wonderful. That's gonna be our first time being successful for onions too. Yeah, one pot, one plant, one patio. Now we got all these raised beds. I got on the scale this morning, 402. I am so close. So close. Are you ready? Are you ready to see 398, 397? I am. I've been waiting years for that. Live longer, live healthier, enjoy our family. That's what it's all about. It never ceases to amaze me. So here's one plant we didn't pull out last year, and it grew. But if you look, all of these little skinny things, that's seed pods. This plant is gonna throw thousands and thousands of seeds out in the yard. They're probably gonna grow on the ground. We'll be stepping on them. A bunch of them will grow in this bed. And a bunch of them are gonna go into my little envelopes because there's nothing around right now to cross-pollinate this plant. So we'll have the purest seeds. So our kale seeds, our lettuce seeds, celery seeds, when they come out and they have not been any kind of cross-pollination, we just keep our plants going for years. This is amazing. This one plant, it's got to be 5 feet across. Every branch filled with flowers and filled with seed pods. You see them? Look at them all. Let me zoom in. Every one of those seed pods is going to be filled with seeds. They're not ready yet, but it's coming. April 22nd, these onions are off to the races. Well underway. We're gonna have some big bulb onions, yellow, red, purple, white. I think that's all we planted. The red, purple ones, the yellow ones, and the white ones, that's all we planted. Well, we have plenty of them, and they're off to the races. I'm gonna grab a jar of my homemade salsa from last season, and I'm gonna pop the cilantro I just pulled out of the bed. Cilantro came back. It wants to go to seed, so I popped it all off so the plant keeps growing. And this cilantro right here, and I can smell it. Oh, it's so beautiful. So if you ever wondered, I don't know if you've wondered, but if you ever wondered where carrot seeds come from, we've let these carrots overwinter. We've been pulling them and harvesting them. But now, they're going to seed. And in a few weeks, I'm going to have our carrot seeds from last year's carrots. You know, the seeds that come from a plant that thrived in your property, those seeds always do better the next year than the new ones. You buy the seeds, they'll do okay. But if you take the seeds from the plants that thrived, they'll do even better, producing better carrots, stronger carrots, more flavorful carrots. So let me show you the top of this carrot plant that's going to seed. So that's the crowns, the flower, the seed pods coming up. These carrots are ready to give us carrots for generations. You just have to know what you're doing and grab it. It's been a week since we got this out here. Remember, Anthony and I were out all night. We got our trellis done. We got the beans planted. Filled up this nice pipe with some beautiful compost. It's been a week. They're off to the races. You can still see this metal trellis, but not for long. Pretty soon it's going to be covered with the vines. Soon to be a whole bunch of dragon tongue beans hanging. Wait till you see what they look like. I saw them. James Prigioni had them. They're beautiful. I hope they taste as good as they look. Look at these vines. One week. I have to ask. I mean, this is a straight up question. Life is pretty rough. There's a lot of things going on. COVID destroyed children's lives with school. I watched my granddaughter go from accelerating in school to having to sit at home every day for a couple of years. I'll tell you right now, there's a lot of stuff that goes on and it weighs you down. You have to find a place. You have to find a place where you could just get some peace. God will show you. God will show you a place. So I'm out here and I'm watering and I want to go in the house. I'm thinking I better get in there. I need some time with my mom and dad before I go to work for a few hours. And I'm watering the artichokes and I'm just thinking, 5 of them made it, so maybe at the end of the season we're going to have artichokes. I've never grown them before. And I look down, I'm laughing because I cannot believe what I see. I don't care if I don't get another artichoke all season. Nothing is going to bring me as much joy as what I just saw right now. Are you ready for this? This is it. 57 years old. This is the first time in my life I grew an artichoke. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? You see it, right? My first artichoke. Oh my goodness. My heart is filled with joy. Now I'm looking down on these other artichokes waiting. Look. It's not even the biggest plant. The 2 biggest plants, they're lagging. I have an artichoke. Ha ha! Woo! We have our first artichoke. We're going to name him Bob. That's Bob the artichoke. We're going to talk about him. So when you hear me talking about Bob, you'll know Bob's our first artichoke.